see him in the building right now. So we're going to go ahead and bring him on in the building. What up, Jocelyn? All right, we back. It seems like Instagram is having a day today.
Yeah,
It's all good.
everything sounds perfect now.
All right, perfect. All right, so let's get back into it. Earlier, we were talking about your early career as an artist. What were your inspirations apart from, artists that influenced your sound and your brand and how you market yourself? What was it about music?
What was about music? Like I said, I was just like born into it. Like
Hmm.
it was just like I was literally like born to do it. I was born right into it. Like from a kid, I had to write songs and record them, for fun. Like it wasn't really like real young. It wasn't too much video games. It was like writing songs and just fucking with my father and them and just like recording it. My sister was a singer and all the good stuff. So it was just straight up homegrown
Hmm.
in my father's house based off of music. Like
That's so you grew up in Maryland, right?
I grew up in Maryland,
And
PG.
you just recently moved to LA.
2 years ago, I've been here.
Wow. So what was it like moving from a state like Maryland to California?
I would say it's a difference in culture.
Hmm.
Like Cali, LA got a very diverse culture. So it's just a matter of getting used to all these different kind of people. Like
Right.
it's a huge culture change. Back home, it's like it's dominantly black. So when I come here, I get used to all these different races, all these Filipinos, fucking Asians. They, a lot of Mexicans. Like it's a very diverse area. I mean, which I like too, because at the same time, it gives people the comfort zone to be themselves more so than not.
Did you feel that you have like something to prove to your people back home, like coming to LA? Because everyone feels like, coming to LA, it's, you gotta be bigger, do better.
Nah, for me, it ain't really nothing to prove. It's just more so showing people like if you really, really want to stand, if you really, really want to take yourself to the next level, you gotta get out your comfort zone.
Right.
Whatever the hell that means for some people. For me, what it meant for me was getting out of my home environment and taking it somewhere else. For somebody else, it might mean something different. But
Right.
at the end of the day, I'm the inspiration that's gonna show people what it's like when you step out of that lane and you that you're so used to, and actually you try something different and you take it to the next level. You see what's possible on the other side,
Yeah.
but you don't see what's possible on the other side if you don't do that.
That's fact. So do you think the project that you recently dropped, Time Is Now, do you feel like you got out of your normal comfort zone on this project?
I think so.
How would you say you got out of your comfort zone? Like what aspect of this project?
Shit, I had worked with this producer named Joe Dansack. He's like a he's originally like a rock producer. He's like on the last track on there on the EP when it come out Friday. But he made like this rock hip hop production in the studio last year that I got on. It was like the first time me rapping on that kind of a beat. It was like a very heavy influence rock, but it had a hip hop element to it. And then with the Stop Losing song, the one that you was playing briefly, shit, that one for me was like one of my first strong message points kind of
Right,
rap, you know.
right. So let's talk a little bit more about Time Is Now because you actually gave me a shirt that says Time Is Now. So I know we
Yeah.
talked about it a little earlier.
Uh-huh.
Talk about the meaning of the slogan Time Is Now.
Time is now. So time is now for me. Again, like we say, tomorrow not promise, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Facts.
but at the end of the day, time is now is based off of fuck waiting on somebody to tell you what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like stop waiting on somebody to point you in a direction and you go here or you do this or you do that based on like somebody else's judgment or somebody else's order. Time is now is because you go, you do that shit yourself. Like whatever you wake up in the morning and you set out to do, that's what you do. You know what I mean? Like if I want to wake up in the morning and I want to eat some pussy, like first, like for breakfast, like that's what I'm gonna do. Like that's time is now. You get what I mean?
Facts, gotta
Like,
do, gotta
like
do.
I'm like
Why
fuck,
wait?
huh?
I said you gotta do what you gotta do. Why wait?
Why wait? You get what I mean? And that's the way I feel. Like it doesn't matter what I want to do, I'm gonna do it. Whether the results gonna work out or not, we'll see. But I'm gonna do it because I'm not living with no. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm human. Sometimes you fall back in that cycle, but I'm not living in no state of mind where I'm gonna let some shit hold me back. I'm not doing that. I'm not,
Yeah,
especially now. So I'm the motivation for my people to get up out that mindset. Get up out that mindset like a crab in a bucket kind of mindset. That's what time is now mean. And then you got people who gonna be your way. So that's what the middle finger represents.
exactly. Do you think it's hard to get people into that mindset? Like when you explain the mindset behind time is now and what that means, do you feel like people agree with that, or they're like, nah, like I'm just stuck in my ways?
I mean, you're gonna have some people that's just gonna be sheeps for the rest of their life, and that's cool.
Hmm.
I mean, at the end of the day, however people want to live is how they live.
Right.
I can only resonate and speak to the people who is like on that path to be a boss, and
Right.
I ain't talking about being a boss with the glitz and the glamour. I'm talking about being a boss where they ultimately happy at the end of the day, and they making sure they taking care of their responsibilities and the people around them that they truly like. What they
So
do.
those that aren't in that mindset, you feel like that they're not on that vibration of time is now and really, being successful. Have you left some friends in the past,
For sure.
moved on? Was that hard for you?
Negative.
Was that hard?
I I'm kind of like I see. At the end of the day, I don't really believe in like cutting people off, right?
Hmm.
What I do believe in though is disassociating, and then once I get to a place where I can reach back, then I can reach back to whoever wants to forward themselves. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I wouldn't necessarily say cut off because I just don't do that. At the end of the day, if somebody can't and don't got the capabilities of doing something, I'm not the person to disassociate just because you can't do this or you can't do that. But you're not gonna be in my way. If we can't have a conversation, then we're not gonna have a conversation. Simple as that.
Exactly.
But if,
I was asking that because I know you had some success back home with your songs like Panama, Real Woman, Energy, and I'm sure that that kind of shifted the types of people that were around you, right?
for sure, for sure,
So
yeah,
we weed those kind of people out because when success comes, different types of people come around, and those that were around before might say, "Oh, you've changed, you're different."
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. So what would you say that how would you say that those songs that you had success with back home are different than what you have now in your body of work time is now?
Uh, that was probably like my mentality. Like with Panama, that was based on how I felt at the time, my pops and everything. Shout out to everybody in the comments.
Yes, man.
But
Oh, appreciate it.
that's how I felt when I was in that place and time. But right now, I mean, my vision is the same. At the end of the day, it just keeps on moving based on my growth. But I wouldn't say it's too much of a difference. I mean, I would say I'm definitely like way more fearless with the music now,
Mm-hmm.
than ever before. Shit, I'm just more fearless with the brand, with the marketing, with everything. I mean, I truly put my all into everything I do, and I just don't give a fuck
I
about
love
any.
love that.
You get what I mean? I don't care about anything else. Like if you like it or you don't, that's it.
Right.
Simple.
Big
that,
fan.
that's my mentality right now with it.
So
So
would you
that's
say the kind of the message that you try to give off in your music?
yeah, for sure,
Yeah, yeah.
for sure.
Listening to this project, front to back, how do you want your fans, the people that listen to it, how do you want them to perceive it, and what do you want them to take away from it?
I want people to know that, especially when you listen to Time Is Now too. I want people to know. Shit. First, I want people to have fun because I got a couple of their joints that you have fun with. Well, all of them you can have fun with. But second, I want people to know that um, 2020 was the year. You
Hmm.
know, like if you did not have some type of sustainable growth this year, or some kind of skill learning, or something extra than what you was already doing before 2020, then it's like you wasted the whole entire thing. You know, you let it go past,
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, who knows when this shit gonna stop like this again? Who knows when people gonna have that perspective again? You get what I mean? So it wasn't a time to play. Now, if you played, then sorry for you. But
Mm-hmm.
this was the time for hustlers to stand up and hustle even more. That's why people who was already getting it, they got it even more. And then
Mm-hmm.
people who wasn't getting it, okay, boom, you learned something new. What was you able to learn this year? What was you able to do this year? Like, it was the year of hustle. George Floyd, everything. Like, Black Lives Matter, black businesses, everything booming off. Like, everybody supporting black businesses. All of that shit was opportunity to get your foot in the door and create a different path, different life. So that's the overall message when I speak on Time Is Now too.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
and I think it's dope that you actually dropped a project during times like this, because there was a lot of artists that were scared and they didn't know how I was gonna do. So big shout out to you for dropping a project in times like this and pushing forward and having that mindset. Because like you said, a lot of people, they weren't thriving in a time like this. They weren't taking it like they're taking the positive and pushing forward. They were being negative and just being okay with what was going on, and whether they lost a job, which a lot of people did, which sucks, which is bad. But
right,
on the flip side of things, it brought a lot of new ideas to a lot of people, and a lot of creative ideas, and how people think outside of the box.
for sure.
So and your music has a dope message. Time is now, out now. So if y'all are just tuning in, this is Roc Kartel. Make sure you
Hey,
guys go.
no, Time Is Now too out on Friday.
Oh,
EP
out
come out.
Friday. It's out
Yeah,
on Friday. Make sure you guys go get that. Don't sleep on it. Go get. You're selling your shirts, right?
I'm selling the shirts. They could go right now on my Instagram and go to the shop, and they can buy a Time Is Now shirt right here.
Make sure
This
you
is the
grab.
motherfucking shirt that you. This the best shirt that you're gonna buy in 2020. I promise you.
Period. Period.
Period.
But and the message is so powerful. And I mean, if you're all about positivity and getting the bag and making your dreams come true, make sure you cop one of these. Okay. Anything else you want to leave the fans with before we go?
Mm, all I'm gonna say is just follow the journey right now, because it's gonna be one of the most realest and entertaining things that you done ever witness in your life. That's all I gotta say.
Right. All right, y'all. Roc Kartel. My name's Kalisha. This is the playlist.